David Hill with TigerNet. Does that sound a little weird to you still? Seeing your running back Adam Randall?
A little bit. I've been a receiver for a long time, but, it's just another position on the offensive ball to me. I think I could play all of them at this point in my career, being in the system for 3 years. So just having an opportunity, to just go out there, run out there and be one of those guys, on the field is just, that's what I look at, not the position that I'm at, just trying to make an impact the biggest I can.
Gabe was telling us that you're around 240 pounds now. I guess what actually are you?
Yeah, so I'm about 235 right now. So I put 4 pounds of muscle on from yesterday. I meant last year, not yesterday. Oh, actually I have. I sweated 4 pounds off at practice. But so I put on 4 pounds of muscle from last fall camp, and it wasn't really intentional, just lifting a little bit heavier weights, lifting with the linebackers and running backs. But, I still feel like I can move fluidly and, run pretty fast. So I think that I can move this weight pretty well and, just trying to maintain this weight throughout get out the season so I can, if I have a little bit more hits, stay healthy.
I think I mentioned in the spring about, adjusting the pass protection out of the backfield. How do you feel like you've grown so far?
Coach Luke and Coach Spiller have been a big contributor to that. They just kind of been taking me under their wing, and helping me, after practice. If I mess something up in walk through or in practice, they take me and, they show me the film and show me the correction. And I hopefully, me being a fourth-year player, I don't make that mistake over and over again. If they tell me one time, usually I get it corrected. And, just seeing those protections and getting more comfortable back there is what I'm working on through this camp. And I feel like I've had a major jump since the spring. And I just keep watching film and keep getting more reps, and I think I'll be fine at it.
Kind of walk me through the initial conversation of making that transition from wide receiver to running back, and how receptive you were to it, and just how it's kind of played out over the last, almost year.
I didn't want to go anywhere else in the country. So, when the opportunity presented itself to move positions, I wanted to be here and make an impact. And I feel like, when it was said to me, I kind of thought about it and took a pause. And I realized that, what I do best is run with the ball. And, even if it was at receiver, I'll have a lot of yards after the catch. And having the opportunity to, get the ball out of the backfield immediately, I think it'll help me out, and it'll, maximize the opportunities and the attributes that I have. And I think that, Coach, when he saw that, after, the ACC championship game, and I think that we came to a general consensus that this move would be the best thing for my career.
So I kind of get the feeling like if they really want to maximize, you could play kick returner, you could play wide receiver, they could throw you out of the backfield, you could run the foot. Do you kind of see a Deebo Samuel kind of a role?
Yeah, Deebo, he's an elite player. And he's used in so many different ways. We've been watching film on guys like Debo, Cordell Patterson, and some other guys, just seeing how they can get me the ball. And I've been thankful for Coach Riley, giving me the most opportunities, just to be able to come out here and, maximize my talents and my skill set. And I really do appreciate, the offensive staff, digging deep and going through a lot of film, trying to find ways to get me the ball and unique stuff that they can use me for. So, yeah.
So when you watch film of, how the 49ers have used Deebo, or how, I guess it's the Bears with Patterson, do you kind of smile to yourself a little bit and go, I can do that?
I smile. I try to smile every day at anything, even when I'm watching film of receiver, running backs, it doesn't matter. But, I smile when I watch those guys, watching film is great, and sitting there see those guys do it. But, at the end of the day, I got to go out there and make the plays myself.
We've seen you the last couple of days going with the ones. Are you have the mindset that the first carry in the LSU game is going to Adam Randall? Is that kind of the mindset you got to have?
The mindset for me is, take every day and, be the best that I can every day, just try to make the opportunities the most that I can, and when that day comes, if it's me out there that runs first, make the opportunity the best that I can when I run out there. So whenever the time that I get out there, it'll, just be the best that I can be and, make the most of whatever opportunities they give me.
Everybody thinks receiver, catch the ball, you got speed, but how about short yardage situations? Do you enjoy those at all?
I enjoy playing football. It doesn't matter where I'm getting the ball at. 1 yard line, and the opposite 1 yard line, it doesn't matter. I'm trying to do the main objective and get the ball in the end zone.
Is there a back in the NFL since you made the move that maybe you tried to emulate your game at?
I'm trying to emulate my game after, myself, just being me and making the most of the opportunities that Coach Sweeney and Coach Riley give me. Like I said, Debo and Cordell Patterson, I watched a lot of film on those guys. A little bit of Derrick Henry. I was joking with Cade. We were coming back from somewhere the other day. I watched a little bit of Cam Newton. His stature is kind of helpful in the way that I can run because we're both tall guys, and he would put his body on the line a lot when he would run with the Panthers. And I think, just watching those guys, be selfless and, run the ball hard and run the ball with great passion is the biggest thing that I see with those guys, and that's what I want to implement with my game.
What elements to your game are more favorable to the running back position that we maybe didn't see last season?
What elements? I think that I bring a lot of elements to the game. Hopefully I can have some good speed, good quickness, and, just learning the details of running back. It's a little bit different when you're running in between the tackles. But, just trying to work on the details and work on the different things that I need to do at running back that are a little bit different than receiver. At receiver, you're not getting handed the ball off. The ball exchange has been big for me and the quarterbacks over this last year that we've been working on it. And, just daily habits of doing, like I said, ball exchange, footwork in the backfield is just a little bit different. But, making sure to maximize my speed, elusiveness in the backfield and, just hopefully just bringing strength and like I said, passion while I run the ball is the biggest things that I want to do while I'm in the backfield.
Who have you leaned on the most during this transition? Would it be teammates? Would it be coaching staff? Would it be maybe somebody back in your high school days? Who have you leaned on to kind of close that gap?
The person I lean on the most is my faith, and just God, and just keeping my hand in His hand, and making sure that I know that He's gonna lead me in the right direction, and personally wise, just leaning on my teammates, Cade and Antonio and the entire offensive group. They've really supported me, a whole offensive staff. They've been excited and ecstatic. I could see the energy that they bring into the office, and it just makes me want to be energetic every day. And we're practicing against a great defense every single day. And, those guys, make us better and just continue to – it's really competitive out there. So if you don't bring your A game out there, you're just going to be exposed.
How much you hear this? Your dad always told us that he thinks you could be one of the great stories in college football this year. I mean, how much does that mean to you? I mean, is it important to have your coach kind of have that belief?
Yeah, I mean, I really – been thankful for Coach Sweeney's belief. He believes in this entire team and this entire organization. If he didn't believe in you, you probably wouldn't be here. So I really do appreciate him and his belief and his vision, and him just continuing to have faith in me, even throughout the 4 years, throughout my injury and ups and downs. And I just really am thankful to have a supportive coach that wants the best for me and all his players throughout their careers. So I'm thankful to have him, and just the belief and and everything is great, but at the end of the day, I got to go out there and make the plays myself.
So teaching moment for me, I don't know about playing wide receiver at this level, but, playing running back at this level, they teach you to kind of make a smaller target. Don't run quite so upright, don't run high. Is that something that was a little bit of a transition for you? Oh,
yeah, for sure. Just trying to get my pad level down for being a bigger guy and, just running, tough and behind my pads. When you run high, you are easier target to hit. So, just been working over the spring and these first couple of days of fall. So, just running lower and, making my pad levels more north-south and, just get downhill and kind of making people feel you more instead of trying to evade them. Is a bigger impact at running back than you are at receiver.
How's the transition going, regarding the pass protections and the blitz pickups and those kind of things?
Oh, yeah. Like I said earlier, it's all football at the end of the day. I try to be, when I was at receiver, I try to be a knowledgeable receiver. So, just seeing coverages, seeing stances and posture from the linebackers and safeties is big at that. And, just trying to understand who can come at what times, If you see guys stacked on top of each other in a formation, usually they have an opportunity to come, and if not, if there's nobody behind them, usually they're going to have to cover one of our elite receivers. So making sure that I understand who can come and where I need to be at, where my eyes need to be at a certain time is just really the biggest thing for me.
Do you miss, linebacker, wide receiver, or are you kind of just fully acclimated just being a running back?
No, I don't miss anything because I'm out there every day with those guys, and it makes me smile when those guys make plays. I mean, Antonio, he's really an elite veteran player. I mean, when he's out there, just competing, it just makes me smile because I get to run out there with those guys. Wesco, I mean, TJ, I mean, all those guys. I mean, I can name them all. Tyler Brown, Tristan, Cole, I mean, every one of them, it just makes me smile seeing all those guys make plays because I was in that room with them last year, and I know that they all work hard to thrive. They want to make it to the next level as well. So I'm thankful for those guys, stretching the field out so that I can make my money inside the box and, come running routes out of the backfield as well.
We already know a lot of the names, but is there a player that you've already got in mind that's going to surprise people this year that people aren't talking about?
Offensively, I mean, Gideon Davison is coming along really well. Tristan is a really, really long receiver. He just makes plays out there. I mean, he had a couple of one-handed grabs today. And, Tyler Brown is back. He's 100%. Everybody talks about the top three guys, but we got really elite depth at receiver. I mean, our offensive line is great. I mean, we have a lot of experience and, veteran guys up there. I mean, we got 2 elite tackles, guards, and our center is one of the best in the country. So, I mean, all those guys are going to go out there and, bust their butt. I mean, if we don't whatever we do is up to us. We have to make our mind up daily and have a positive attitude and go out there and work at our craft and make sure that we do everything that we need to do to put ourselves in the best possible position when it comes August 31st and even in January. So, I mean, a lot of guys are going to make key contributions. I mean, I can't single out one right now. I mean, if you want to talk about in the running back room, we have a great running back room. Gideon Davison he's still learning, but, I mean, he's got the skills to be an elite running back, and all of them do. I mean, but at the end of the day, I mean, we just got to go out there and do it.
When you think about the possibilities of this offense, and like even for you, the dynamics you can give to it, would you hate to be on the other side of the ball and have to face you guys right now when they line up against you?
Yeah, I mean, I do think that we have, such good experience that people know that, and, our defensive coordinators and defenses are going to have to take that into consideration. I mean, but, we got to be, on point ourselves at the end of the day. And I think that if we're on point, it's going to be hard to stop us. But I just don't want us to. I want us to be mentally sharp ourselves so that we don't Clemson doesn't beat Clemson, like Coach Swinney says all the time.
I don't know if you've been asked this on the outside when you were. What did you check in weight-wise? What'd you check in?
235.
This was from your house call episode, but the barber shop, where'd that idea come from?
My dad, actually. So my actual barber, when I get my hair cut back at home, he was looking for a new barber shop. Hopefully we can get that up and running in the next couple of weeks. I can't really do much with that right now because I'm in camp trying to worry about myself. But yeah, I mean, my dad's overseeing it. I just been a kind of silent investor, helping him out. And once it gets up and running, hopefully we get some good business down there. We got a good location, good spot, and good people that's working in there.
Is that just something that I thought? Obviously, you guys have NIL money now, rev share money. It's a good way to use it to invest and stuff. Yeah,
I think giving back, it would be a good opportunity. Just having hopefully it could be a safe place that people can go to and get their haircut. I mean, in my community, a haircut is everything, and just making sure people are on point. And I just wanted to have something with my name on it, my family's name, that people can go to and just kind of fellowship, and it could be a safe space. And hopefully people will go there Saturdays and watch us play, or if it's anything, just have the opportunity to just be like, all right, I'm about to go to the barbershop, and a barbershop in my community is really big. So just to have my name on it and my family's name is exciting.
Does it kind of hit you that have you sat there and had that moment where you're sitting there like, I'm playing running back?
Not really, not at this point, but I do enjoy what I do now, and I enjoy playing football, and that's all I've enjoyed. That's what I've enjoyed for a long time now. So I just want to make the most of every opportunity that I get, and even if it's at running back, wide receiver, kick returner. I mean, every time the ball gets put in your hand, Coach Swinney said the other day, the program and the university is in your hand. So I just want to make my family proud, and make my school and university and my teammates especially proud.
Prior to this, when was the last time you played running back?
I mean, in high school I played Wildcat. Well, I played Wildcat out of the direct snap, and I just take off and run right, run left, basically, or up the middle. But yeah, it was fun when I played in high school. So it's just a little different adjustment, but I mean, it's fun. I enjoy it.
I'd imagine you've come really far since the Texas game. How limited were you in that game, and how far you've come since then?
Well, in the Texas game, I mean, I didn't know pass protection much. I mean, like somebody asked earlier, but I didn't know inside zone, didn't know outside zone, and I was very knowledgeable at receiver, so I kind of knew where things hit. I mean, watching Maffa and watching Shipley the past 2 years that I've been here, and blocking for them at receiver, knowing the lanes that you kind of want to get to so that you can hit those home run runs, it was good. Because I mean, I watched film on everything when I was at receiver. Just making sure that I was on point and where I needed to have my block at and my assignment at while I was at receiver. So I just kind of carried that vision over to being at running back.
So your coverage recognition can probably play an advantage for you, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the more knowledge that you know about football, the better player that you're going to be.
Going back this time last year, if somebody, as you guys were beginning camp, if somebody would have told you you would have the opportunity to be a star, you had the opportunity to be starting running back in Clemson your senior year, what you have said?
Sign me up. We got a chance to win a national championship. Shoot, sign me up. I mean, it's just another year. I mean, as long as I'm out there, making plays, I mean, sign me up.
Anybody else for Adam? All right, Adam. Thank you, dude.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Adam.